Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Cafe. I'm your host, Callum, and I am here with Jakob Pek right now. Hey, Jakob, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. You know, like about as good as you can be during the end of the world, I think.
Right on. Yeah.
At least I get to listen to good music every day, right?
That is good. Right. More time to listen, more time to make music, I suppose, in your house.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jakob?
Well, I play the guitar and the piano, and I suppose some people might call me an improviser. And I make music, I make art, and I teach. I don't know. I was born in Canada, but I grew up in Las Vegas, and I've sort of been up and down the West Coast my life. Spent time in Washington and in BC, or Canada, Vegas, Southern California, and now I'm in the Bay Area, and just making my music and teaching kids how to rock and roll. Pretty much.
Cool, man. So we're in Canada, just out of curiosity, because I was born in Toronto.
Oh, right on. No, right outside Vancouver.
Nice. Opposite side of the country.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool. So normally what I would do is I would ask you to talk a little bit about what you're about to play, but like I've watched it and it's really cool. And honestly, I kind of want people to just go in with like fresh eyes and ears, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about what you did after we air it.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So let's listen to that. Hey, and we're back with Jakob Pek. So that was pretty cool. So
Great time.
why don't you tell us a little bit about like all of the cool little like tchotchkes and things that you're using to like create sounds on your guitar, and like also like what kind of effects are you using to get that sound out of it, I guess.
Right on. I mean, all the tools and the preparations have sort of been accumulated over the years, and I've found what I like, what I like to, because I mean, you can play the guitar with anything, but metal, ceramic, wood will all have a different feel to it. So like I tend to lean more towards the chopsticks and the wood. So I got my assortment of sticks, I got my alligator clips, and I've just got my little bag of tricks. And as far as effects, I shy away from pedals. So what I got, I got a volume pedal, and the reverb in my amp busted, so I have a reverb pedal. So I got a volume pedal, I got a reverb pedal, and sometimes I'll use a loop station, but very sparingly. And then sort of the secret weapon is this pedal called the plus pedal, which is a sustain. It's like a fancy freeze pedal.
Okay, cool.
And I like that just because it's so immediate. Like it feels very organic, and like I'm not separated from the guitar. So I try to keep the degree of separation from the instrument as minimal as possible.
Cool. So is that why you kind of shy away from pedals, or at least pedals that do I don't know, a lot of processing in the sound?
Yeah. Like that's like generally for that's why with a loop station, I don't dig it most of the time because it feels too. I feel too separated from the immediate response. But it's still effective and useful. But I guess I use it more in practice than in performance.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So who would you say your influences are in terms of this kind of music?
Yeah, I mean it's a big pool of artists, but I mean as far as like the unorthodox guitar playing, definitely Fred Frith was a huge inspiration.
Yep.
And from an improvisational perspective, I think of Roscoe Mitchell. I think of Pauline Oliveros. I think I'm W.A. Matthew. And a lot of free jazz. There was a lot of late Coltrane had a huge impact in my youth. And who else? I mean, pretty much everyone, all my teachers, man. So like, I went to Mills College, and all the teachers I hung out with, I had a huge impact. And I'm indebted to them for the music I'm making. Who else? I mean, and the musicians I play with, the musicians here in the Bay, like my partner Nava Dunkelman, great percussionist. Cats like Rent Romas, who's like he's been making music here in the Bay for a long time and making music happen. And I remember when I first moved here, like he was like, my first gig was through Rent Romas, and he's been just giving people opportunities to play music, especially unorthodox music, and have a space where that can be listened to in a sincere way.
It's cool, man. I mean, like something that I've found interesting is, for whatever reason, since I moved to Boston, I've been less into like this particular scene. But like prior to this, like I was really into it, I guess. Like back when I lived in Hong Kong, like I spent a lot of time playing avant-garde music, and like it was always interesting trying to find venues that had it. And I feel like every town like maybe has like one or two like little places like, well, I mean now like there's nowhere, obviously. But there's nowhere for like a Billie Eilish concert either, which is interesting.
Well, I think Billy's playing or was going to play the arena here in Oakland, but I don't think anyone's doing any concerts right now, right? I mean, we're doing this kind of concert on the internet.
yeah, we've got it's kind of cool though. It's like a great equalizer in a weird way.
Sure, yeah. The music's got to happen somehow. So
yeah. So what are things like over in Berkeley?
It's pretty chill, man. I mean, I don't. I've been able to continue teaching through the internet, so that's fine. And everyone is, cooped up. It doesn't bother me too much. I'll take a walk around the neighborhood, and I feel like asking me to self-isolate is not too much of a ask, because I'm happy to just be alone and make music. So it's not too taxing on me. But I know a number of people in my community are definitely hurting. Like I've been able to keep working, but some people have lost work. What I mean.
So are you still teaching?
Yeah, I'm still teaching. Most of my students have transferred to online, so I'm still teaching. And
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah.
How are you liking that? How's that transition been?
It's fine. It's not. I guess it's not ideal, but in a strange way, it's actually kind of more comfortable because I don't have to drive around as much.
Yeah.
I teach at students' homes, but now I'm just home, man. So they virtually come here, which simplifies things, honestly.
It's convenient, right?
Yeah, it is. It's more convenient, but of course there's a certain like that same reason I don't like pedals so much. There's this separation, but you live with it. Yeah.
It's funny, man. I think I know exactly what you're getting at. Like I always used to hate playing at really, really big venues.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nice to play like at like a house show or like a tiny little jazz club or something where like you're just like right there with the person.
Yeah, but I guess intimacy.
Yeah, intimacy. But something that's weird about this is that in a way it is kind of intimate because you're like playing for every person on their own in a weird way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like even if you're playing for like a lot of people, like you really are like right there, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
you're on my kitchen table right now. You're in my kitchen, man.
Yeah, I'm like probably closer to you than I ever would have been in real life. But yeah, so you were saying that you've been spending a lot of time playing music. Like, have you been recording a lot? And where can people find your stuff online?
Well, I have been doing some recording in the house, and just practicing, and just using this time to work on things. But yeah, you can find my stuff on Spotify. You just type in my name, some albums will come up, and I post pretty often on Instagram, and I'm on that YouTube. So
cool.
There's a plethora of stuff out there. But yeah, the social media platforms and the Spotify.
Awesome. And
JakobPek.com. There's that as well. Yeah.
Sick. And we'll have all that stuff posted up in the credits and I guess at the beginning probably as well. Well, thanks so much, Jakob. Is there anything else that you want to say to the audience before we finish this up?
Thanks for listening. And thanks for listening. Keep listening to everything. Listen to nothing. Don't even listen to music and just listen. And then music will be better. Does that make sense?
That's like that reminds me of what some stuff that John Cage used to say and do.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like that's very important. Just especially I don't know the music. This music I'm making, it's like sometimes I think the product or like the actual sound is not as important as like the internal state facilitated by that kind of sound making. So, a musical state can be sort of facilitated just by listening. So you can have a musical experience just, listening to your washing machine or listening to nothing or whatever's present. right? And then, I'm assuming a number of musicians are going to be listening to this. You can bring that listening to your practice with your instrument, and it opens doors. So I think that's important. And yeah, I guess that's it for now.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This was Jakob Pek, and my name is Callum, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow at noon.